Hello and welcome to the Empowered Couples Podcast. This is Jocelyn Freeman, and you're going to be hanging out with me one-on-one as we talk about 2 simple questions to ask your partner each day to eliminate assumptions and create ease. Now, it's funny with assumptions, right? There's even the joke out there. What do assumptions make? Assumptions make an ass out of you and me. And I say that with, bringing up humor from like a childhood phrase. But assumptions are huge in relationships, unfortunately, and leads to the opposite of ease. Frustration, stress, feeling like you're on different pages some days. And this experience can apply whether you're parents and you feel overwhelmed because you're managing, they've got to go here and they've got to go over here, and you're also trying to manage work and the dishes, and it can feel overwhelming. But it can also apply even if that isn't a part of the stress. If it just feels like you and your partner are out of sync, you wake up and your partner has a different idea for how the day is going to go, or you just tend to have those moments where you're like, really? You didn't know that you needed to be here? And, you aren't really even sure that you are on the same page about your schedule. But also here's another thing that has been coming up in a lot of sessions with couples lately is this experience of not having like replenishment time, alone time, time to really rest, unwind. It's almost felt to some partners like, I can't just get a little bit of space for me. And it's starting to build up into some resentment and lack of needs being fulfilled. So what I'm going to go into here, this is going to be like a kind of quick tip type of episode for you, is 2 questions that you can ask each other every single day. They're simple. It doesn't take, a 30-minute conversation every single time, but they will allow you to create more ease in your relationship. Is anyone on board with that? And getting more in sync with each other. I want you to feel as though you're in a rhythm together. Sure, there will be moments where you just had 2 different ideas for the day, but we want to create this like dance between you two so you can eliminate some of those unnecessary frustrations. Like life's going to have them, but why have them when it's really not for things that could have been that way? So let me go into the 2 questions, and these really have made a huge difference for Aaron and I personally. I don't even remember when we started these. Definitely early on. But we really feel on the same page almost all the time. And we're in business together, and we have a lot of different complex aspects of our life in some ways. But very rarely do we get frustrated with each other because we feel like we're on different pages. So let me go into them, all right? The first one, and this is kind of a question for the morning, is what do we need to have in place for today to go smoothly? Let me read it again. What do we need to have in place for today to go smoothly? And when you hear that question, that can be used for a weekday. And again, whether you have kids, a business, work, all these different aspects of your schedule. It can also work for the weekend. If you know that you've got a birthday party to go to, and then you've got to go over to grandma's here, and you've got a few errands to get done. And sometimes you might have those days where you have conflicting ideas of how it's going to go. Instead, get on the same page and have a better weekend day. This is also a great question for vacation, right? This isn't just in your normal, Monday through Friday schedule. This is also a great vacation question. Making sure that you're enjoying your vacation and you're on the same page about how it's going to go. Doesn't that sound way better than having those, different ideas for it? So I'll read it one more time before going to the second question. What do we need to have in place for today to go smoothly? And let me address actually the having things in place. Are there certain, schedule things you need to make sure you have in order? Aaron and I do this because it's funny. Aaron really loves when things kind of go in the order he's imagining. But I also have a certain order of things that I imagine. And we even used this yesterday because we had like 4 different errands to go run. And I, before leaving, kind of asked this same question and we got on the same page about the order of the errands, because I know if we didn't do that, we would be like, but why? This stop makes more sense before this stop, right? And no, I want to go get lunch before this. And it would have just turned into a little moment of frustration that just isn't necessary. So it really does help to make sure, you're on the same page about timing. What do we need to have in place? And this also might be a question that helps you realize, oh, maybe we've said yes to too much. Maybe we need to actually re-promise on something. Maybe we need to say, you know what, today's probably not realistic for this one. Let's move this here. Or do you need to bring certain items? With this question, it will also reveal if the two of you need support somehow. So if you're asking your partner, what do we need to have in place today for it to go smoothly? They might say something like, well, I feel like I'm really overwhelmed with this project and I have to take the kids here. It would really help if you picked up dinner. Instead of at night, you're now frustrated because they didn't assume you needed dinner and you're like, great, it's all on me, right? So it can really help reveal all the little things that will have you both feel supported and feel in sync. Now, let me go to the second question, which is, how would you like tonight to go? This is a question for the evening, right? So the first one was a great morning question. This is an evening question when you're both off work, or it could be a weekend evening and you just got done with all the soccer and the errands. How would you like tonight to go? This question, honestly, as simple as it sounds, has made a big difference for Aaron and I, because even after work, we would sometimes have different ideas of how we wanted to recharge our batteries. Maybe one of us would be in the mood for a movie and the other person would be like, I'm kind of feeling like a walk or riding bikes, or I want to go see friends. And so there'd almost just be this kind of like, oh man, I kind of have to bend to what you want to do. Or it could be almost like autopilot, and a little bit of resentment can build because you feel as though you're just doing things because your partner's like, oh, hey, let's pop on a movie. And you're like, great, that's not what I really wanted to do, but here we go again. That can kind of be the internal dialogue for some people. And this also can be helpful because, again, like we said earlier, there are a lot of people right now that aren't feeling as though they're getting alone time, and your batteries are drained. So when you ask your partner this question, how would you like tonight to go? Perhaps they might say, I could use a bath, or I'd love to go to the gym on my own, or, I'd really love to go read a book in the other room and just get some quiet time. And then you're like, great, now I know what you need. Now I know what you need to feel replenished, recharged, and of course I want that for you, partner, right? And this will also reveal whether you prefer family time. If you're like, I think it'd be fun if we made popcorn, popped on a movie, had some family time. You're gonna get on the same page for the evening, because evening time is really important. The mornings and the evenings, how you start and end your day. And so the first question helps you get on the same page so that you start the day with ease and synergy. And the evening is about recharging, reconnecting, unwinding. And you want to make sure the evenings aren't another point of feeling drained, feeling stressed, and feeling as though you're giving up your own needs and preferences. You don't want to do that in a relationship, right? You want to make sure you are sharing your desires for the evening so you go to bed feeling like you just got what you needed. Especially after a long day where we know that you work really hard in your career, with kids, however you show up in the world, we know that you work really hard and you want those evenings to be enjoyable for you. So this was a quick episode, but make sure you write down these questions and try them. Try them in multiple days and you're going to see that it helps eliminate those little micro frustrations. So I'll read them one last time. The morning question: what do we need to have in place for today to go smoothly? And the second question for the evening: how would you like tonight to go? So try these questions. Let us know how they go. We love to hear from you all on Instagram. So send us a message. We're Meet the Freemans on Instagram. And we are here for you all. We're excited because our in-person couples workshop in Arizona sold out way ahead of time, I think 12 days ahead before the event. And so we're very excited, and we'll keep you posted if or when we host another in-person workshop. So besides that, really the opportunity for us to support you in your relationship is with a relationship breakthrough session. And if you want to read about our private coaching and the introductory session with us, go to meetthefreemans.com/coaching. That'll also be in the show notes, and we'd love to do that introductory relationship breakthrough session with you to get to the root of a challenge that you're facing and help you overcome it with real practical tools. Well, we love you. I love you. Thanks for hanging out with me for a little bit, and we'll talk to you on the next episode.